Yeah. Come on. Welcome.
Good afternoon. Sean Higgs coming at you here. Midday Money on a Tuesday, January the 3rd. Got to double check the days. Welcome on in. Like, subscribe, ring the bell here. And head on over to the link in the chat. Believe we got you covered. Apple, iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, Amazon Music, wherever your favorite podcasts are being played. Midday Money. The llama is in the house. So there is that. All right. We're going to jump right to it. Well, I'm going to put the free picks scrolling along right out of the gate. For those watching live, if you don't want to stick around, sure. Twitter, Mr. Sean Higgs, free picks. They're free picking. They're up in the Twitter universe. Now, let's go right to the game last night. What are we going to say? All right. See some crazy comments. Where's my refunds? Now, newer bettors, and listen, I don't sound insensitive. Obviously, everybody's upset about what happened to the guy. We're praying for him. Hopefully, he makes a recovery, and and he's forget about football. That the guy's can breathe on his own, and he's got a normal life ahead of him. But on the sportsman side, you freaking newbies, bro. Ridiculous nonsense. I saw guys at the circuit, people are like, do the right thing and give us our refunds. And I'll come at you clowns in here who don't have money. You can't, you don't like betting the look headlines and day ahead of time because you got a live bet. You don't have $50 or whatever your bankroll is to wait till the game. Listen, sports books have rules. Circa has a rule. Most sports books, especially with the COVID nonsense, those rules were explicit. Game has to be played by this or refunds issued. Not based on your feelings or what you think should happen. There's rules. Play by Wednesday, and that started up. There's always been rules in place. No one really paid attention to them because there wasn't crazy global outbreaks of a flu that canceled games and took out half teams. And here's a spot where, let's be honest, this game is not getting replayed. This is a forfeit win for Cincinnati. And we'll run right into my little rant right now, right out of the gate here. On the postponement of this game. How the health of the players, and I say that in quotes because I hate Thursday night football. I think it's a joke. It's a terrible product. The health of the players. How are you rescheduling this game for the health of the players? It is a loss for Buffalo. Sorry, Buffalo. It's a loss. There goes your home field. Since he's not taking a tie, we're not going to kumbaya and have s'mores around a campfire. This is a business. Home field's important. There's still a chance. All three teams, KC, Cincy, and the Bengals or the Bills, all had a chance to have home field. This would eliminate one of them. And as much as Cincy last night did the right thing, let's be honest. The NFL gave him a 5-minute warm up. We know that's not true. That's just somebody throwing stuff out there like it's a normal injury. All right, give the guys a second. Little extended break, see what's happening. That was never in play. The players were shaken up. Anybody ever see anybody get CPR? You ever see somebody go through something like that? Some kind of trauma, a real injury, a car crash? Those guys weren't going to play. And I think that was all kind of known right away by people. But just to come in here and think this game, this is $1 billion business. If you don't think that, let's go back to I think it was the Steelers and the Ravens game a couple years ago during COVID. Like the Browns, hi Browns. Okay, who cares that you have 4 quarterbacks are out, 8 coaches, 6 hot dog vendors, and a partridge in a pear tree is not soon enough for you. You got 40 guys out, but you're still playing the game with a wide receiver as a quarterback. Ravens, Steelers. Oh no! You got to play this game on a random Thursday before a Sunday game after a Monday game. I mean, They're not going to reschedule this one. No way. When is it happening? The playoffs start next week. You know, and as sad as it is, the guy got hurt and he's got a breathing tube. It's hopefully he recovers. I'm no freaking doctor. I mean, I don't pretend to play one. I said last night on the thing, somebody's like, you're starting rumors. Starting rumor. I just said I thought the game would be a forfeit. And if a game got postponed, it would be this Sunday's game, the Patriots. God forbid something horrific happens. Something horrific did happen, but you know, I don't want to say what the worst case scenario is. The worst case scenario is, but if it does, that would be the game that's postponed. And maybe they postponed all the games. Who knows? I do not know. On a random, and I say that, and people are going to take it wrong. It is a random injury, right? I mean, who's expecting you take a shot? We've seen that. I know a hockey guy happened to him a couple years ago, or not a couple. This had to be a while ago. I remember he took a shot to the chest. The hockey puck was like, it was 110 miles an hour, hit him in the chest. Dude, he collapsed. Tim, you know that? Who was that? Was that? I want to say it was Chris Chelios.
I will go ahead and look that up. So, hockey player
collapsed on the ice with the same kind of thing.
Collapse.
And obviously, life is.
Jay Wolvermeister collapsed on the bench. That's probably not it. That was in 2020. When do you think this was?
Chelios had to be in the 90s, I guess. Look up Chris Chelios.
Chris Chelios?
Yeah. Chelios. Old school Blackhawk.
Let's see.
And I don't want to find like insensitive. People could come in and be like, you're so, it's sad. I was just saying, hey, I think the game would be postponed, or not postponed. The Sunday game would be postponed. If any game would be postponed.
Yeah, I got nothing on a Chris Chelios.
No? All right. I could be wrong. I thought it was Chelios.
I don't know.
All right. I don't know. I thought it was him.
Oh, Tate has it in here. Chris Pronger.
Chris Pronger. Was it Chris Pronger against Detroit? Okay.
Against Dallas.
There you go. I thought it was Chris Chelios. It was Chris Pronger. Yeah. Like, I mean, how, and I granted, it's a game, right? Life's bigger than that. But how is the NFL switching this around? You got bye weeks. They have Super Bowl. All right,
they're not.
So you're gonna.
They're not. The Buffalo Bills might be done playing for the regular season, and they just worry about playoffs at this point.
But okay, so the Bills are gonna take 2 losses because the Patriots ought to get a forfeit win and get in the playoffs. Then.
Oh, that sucks.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, like you can't just. It has. And speaking of like that, like so, Skip Bayless getting a lot of crap today, right? And when I read his quote last night, I was talking to my son. I was like, "That's so insensitive." I'm like, "It's not." He just said like, "It's bad." How do you reschedule it? It's like it's just sad all around. Like it's something.
Yeah.
I forgot this whole thing, but someone today posted I just saw on Twitter. I want to say it was one of the Barstool guys, and they had his tweets from ahead of that, and do I still have it up here? I was looking at it, and I'm like, you know what? The dudes, everybody just looked at that last tweet of his. And it actually was his tweets before that. I'm trying to scroll down here, see if I could find it on my timeline, because it came up. His tweets before was like, I've never seen anything like this. I don't know what happened. They're doing CPR. This is crazy. And his next thing was like, this has to be really serious. Most time when there's an injury, play resumes in a few minutes. These players are obviously shaken up. I don't know if they're going to play this game. And his next tweet, what everyone's getting up in a tizzy about, was the one's like, this is like unprecedented stuff. And it's sad that, I don't know what they're going to do. People just jump on one little thing where there was 3 other messages ahead of it. I can't find. I want to try to find that. I guess I probably should have pulled it before the thing. Like, and then you have the people like, I want my refund. Like, what?
F off.
Are you kidding me?
Those people are stupid.
Are you kidding me? Like, one.
I couldn't have cared. I saw that it got refunded on my book. I'm like, all right, whatever, cool. I don't care. That's not the point. If you're worried about the money instead of another person's life.
And that's the thing. Like, so some books, depending, automatic refund. That's what we'll do. We'll reopen the odds. And this guy was like directing his hate towards like the circuit, Jeff Benson, and he's like, listen, these are our rules. Every book, if you look at your tickets, look at your ticket. When they switch venues, the ticket is voided. Right? That it says it on your ticket, folks.
It's the same deal as if a pitching change. Yeah.
It's voided. So their thing is that if the game's suspended and you can continue it at this state, up to this state, not 6 months down the road or a week, it's 2 days, it's still the same kind of guys. It is what it is. People are just nuts. This is the problem with like newbies in the world. You have no idea. I want my bad beat refund. This is ridiculous. I need my money back to bet today on some in-game nonsense. I don't know. I mean, my rant's really going off the rails here, but it's just like it's a combination of a bunch of stuff. Like,
yeah,
it's never happened before. And should they play? No, I don't. I'm not saying they should have played. Absolutely not. But to switch things, here's the thing that everybody's getting a tizzy about Skip. It's the last week of the regular season. When are we rescheduling this? And it has it's not just the Bills team. It's Cincy, Kansas City, the Patriots. Everybody, the Patriots are the Steelers, the Ravens, everybody else in that wild card kind of get into the thing, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know the answers. Dude, they got a lot. I mean, they got a lot of questions in the NFL. They got a big problem on their hands because people are going to run out here and be like, oh my goodness, the injuries. You can't have these plays. They already got rid of like kickoffs, right? Basically, they got rid of kick returns, right? I mean, they moved the ball. You got concussion protocol, which I think is a joke because I've said from day one, after Tua got ripped the one time, I didn't think he should come back and play. Then he's
absolutely not
contusing on the field. I mean, how are you rescheduling this? You got to push the entire play. Okay, so there's no playoff bye week and there's no bye week before the Super Bowl.
Correct.
That's what we're doing. I mean, that's a lot of moving parts to do.
It is a lot of moving parts, but. And this is not like an incentive thing. This would have been a little bit easier if last night's game was between the Texans and the Colts, or between two teams that are eliminated and it doesn't matter anyway. Unfortunately, for the league, they have a big problem on their hand because these are the two of the three best teams in the AFC. If this was the Jets going up against the Cardinals, it would not make a difference.
No,
it would have zero impact, and the NFL would be like, "All right, cancel the game, move on."
All the other garbage games they gave us on Thursday and Sunday nights, and you know,
and we actually
Monday
get
nights,
a good Monday
we get a good
night
one,
game,
and it's a horrific accident.
Real big question mark of what's going to happen.
No.
Yeah, it's tough.
And now, and we'll segue into more ridiculous NFL problems they got. How do you put the Packers and Detroit as your Sunday night game?
Because
where if Seattle could easily render this game a moot point, and you can say whatever you want. Detroit could come out and play. No, they're not. They're going to have the air sucked out of the room. There's no wind in their sails. Cliche time. I don't want to hear they'll come in here and fight. No, they won't. They'll fight for a little bit, and I'll be like, what the hell are we doing here? This is terrible. I'm really Friday. We got to be at a Sunday night in Lambeau. Are you kidding me? Let's pack it in. At 3:30, when all the games are going to 3 o'clock or 1 o'clock, that's what they used to do. Have them all at one time. Yeah. That's what Major League Baseball does.
Yep.
Let's go. Send in the clowns, baby. Fire them all up. No. How do you put that game? The game that should be Sunday night would have been the Bills and the Patriots game because that was one that actually
mattered.
Mattered. Patriots win. They're in. Bills playing for home field. That would have been the one that would have mattered a little bit.
Yeah.
A Sunday night game. So, not that I joke, right, with the people. Oh, the fix is in the NFL. Here comes the script. Brady and Rodgers, we said it, right? I mean, Donald DeGoff.
Ready for Brady and Rodgers in the NFC Championship game. Let's get it.
You know, I mean, like, the line was 3. It's 4.5. This line's going to be 11 by game time. I won't be shocked if it's double digits if Seattle knocks out.
If Seattle win, everybody. If you think Seattle's going to win, everybody jump on Green Bay now.
Really? Why don't you bet Green Bay?
But on the flip side, if Seattle wins, yes, Detroit's eliminated. But you got to think Detroit will go in either one of two ways for the Sunday night game. If the Seahawks win, they're eliminated. It's either, well, F this game, I'm done. We're done. It doesn't matter. We're going out. Or Dan Campbell rallies the troops and goes, all right, we're not making the playoffs. Let's really make these guys not make it either. And try to, because they get the opportunity to knock Aaron Rodgers and Green Bay out of playoff contention.
Yeah.
I think that alone is enough.
I get it's just how do you do that? Because here come the flat earthers, the conspiracy theories. Here you come. Like it's like it is just set that Aaron Rodgers makes the playoffs. Like that's the way you look at it. It's
yes,
like here comes the script.
This is because you can look at it. It's not guaranteed that Seattle wins.
No,
it's nowhere near guaranteed. They're going up against a Rams team with Baker Mayfield trying to get a job, or they said that Matthew Stafford could be back this week, which shouldn't really make a difference. And he is eligible to get off IR this week, but I don't think that means he plays.
Let's bring him in. He's
there was a whole conspiracy theory. Yeah, he could possibly play. And the last time that he played against Seattle and this and that, I'm like, really? Are we actually caring about this? No. But there's a chance Baker goes in there and wins. And then all of a sudden, that Sunday night game is the biggest game.
I bet Baker this week, and I thought I'd have a shot there. I figured McVay's a good coach, and he had something that didn't pan out. But
NFL final week is going to be very tricky.
Yeah,
we may not have much going on. Honestly, look at it. Probably grab Vegas. That's down to a 7.5 now. I'm 100% interested in Tennessee.
Yeah. Why was that? That line went from 10 to 7.5. Why does it move like that? Because Vegas had a good outing, or is it because you think Kansas City's just going to mail it in, be like, whatever, we don't care about seeding?
Mail it in. Kansas City's, unless they're banking that, hey, maybe Buffalo doesn't play their game, they forfeit all of a sudden, Kansas City gets the 1 seed.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's like, all right.
If you're banking on that, Kansas City gets the 1 seed, they're good to go. Pretty much automatically at this point.
Yeah.
And then actually, no, it wouldn't be, because a Cincinnati win would result in Cincinnati. If the Bills game gets forfeited, they're 12-4. All of a sudden, they beat Baltimore 13-4, and then it would require Kansas City to win that game. Because if Kansas City loses, they're both 13-4, and Cincinnati gets the tiebreaker.
Yeah, and that's the Saturday game. That's ahead of time too. Like
I hate. Why are they putting honestly? Why isn't the Sunday night football game Tennessee and Jacksonville?
That should be exactly.
Why isn't that? Because it's not going to draw because they're 8-8 and 7-9.
That's a team winner makes playoffs.
Are we really seriously? That's the game that they get a Saturday game. Grab Tennessee money line. I'm grabbing Tennessee money line. There should be no reason why they're 6.5-point dogs. Like, this is a win or go home game, and everybody loves the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Well, it's because you've seen Tennessee's lost 7 in a row, whatever.
Tennessee's lost 7 in a row. Correct.
7 in a row.
Give me Tennessee in that one. I don't know. That just seems like a good spot for it.
Yeah.
At this point, I want to grab New England plus the points if that game happens. I think that could be a good spot.
Yeah, I was like, I got the Bills at 7.5, thinking, all right, this is a good spot for them. There's no way they hate New England, you know that. Yes. But now it changes everything in the aspect of the game.
And then everything else. I mean, I want to bet the games that matter. I'm going to bet Green Bay. I'm going to bet Green Bay. That's going to be a play that we're going to have.
Yeah.
And then you look at all the other games. It's like, you got a Kansas City game. Cool. That one has some meaning. Tennessee game has meaning. Baltimore game has meaning. Atlanta, Tampa Bay, nothing. Buffalo, if that game happens, whatever.
That line went to Atlanta was an 8-point fave the other day. On some look at lines, they went from a pick'em to an 8, now down to 3.
No Brady, no Godwin, no Mike Evans.
At 8, you almost got to think about taking Tampa Bay at 8. I mean, obviously it adjusted down to a 3, which makes sense.
It's down to a 3 now, but
yeah.
Chicago means nothing. Indianapolis and Houston means nothing. Jets, Miami wins. They need a New England loss in order to make it in. Which, if that game's forfeited, then that game means nothing.
Yep.
Carolina, New Orleans, nothing. Pittsburgh and Cleveland. If that Buffalo gets forfeited, nothing.
Yep.
Giants and Philly. Philly wins, they get the 1 seed in the division. Cool. Giants already made it in, doesn't matter. Washington and Dallas. Dallas needs a win and a Philly loss in order to get the division. Could it happen?
We'll know at
Maybe.
halftime. Yeah.
But most likely this game won't matter because Philadelphia is a 14-point favorite. Chargers, Denver, doesn't matter. Rams, Seattle,
Chargers. I
doesn't
think
matter.
Chargers might be able to move up in their positioning.
Can they?
Yeah, I think I read that.
Okay, yeah. If they win and Baltimore lose, they move to a 5 instead of a 4 and 6. It means nothing. It means nothing. Unless if they win, I guess they would get to face the winner of Tennessee and Jacksonville instead of Buffalo, Kansas City, or Cincinnati. You know what? Actually, that means a lot.
Who do you want to play?
Wait a minute. Hold on. San Francisco, Arizona, most likely will mean nothing, except for San Fran's trying to go for the 1 seed. But they would need Philly to lose as a 14-point favorite. Probably not happening. And then we'll see whether or not that Sunday night game means anything.
Yep.
It'll mean something for Green Bay, but most of these games mean nothing. So you're guessing on teams' motivation. This is like the last week of the baseball season all over again.
And again, and that totally changes after what we just saw the other night. Guys would be like heavy hearts, hanging their heads a little bit, like just kind of going through the motions. And that's where I think people get hurt more. You got one guy out there playing hard and is going to wallop somebody. That's where you get an injury. But
maybe,
yeah, it's a wacky one for sure. All right, we'll get to some recapping, and then we'll do some hot stove because spring training 41 days away from that. But
I heard baseball. I'm down to start betting spring training as soon as it's up.
41 days spring training.
I'm down to start betting spring training and college baseball until regular season starts.
All right, let's recap yesterday here. College hoops, 2-1 in video, 80 and 65 plus 505. 6-2 in my premiums, not too bad there. 218, 191, 218, 191 overall with the premiums plus 875. We'll take it. College football, Tulane, never in doubt yesterday. Tulane money line. And J-Rock on Twitter was like, I don't know if he was taken by, if you realize I'm being like sarcastic with the never in doubt. He's like, they gave it away. I'm like, what are you talking about? Never in doubt. USC defense. Come on, J-Rock. Yeah, so Tulane, wonderful. We'll take it. 64 and 42 in the video, 21.05 there. NFL, nothing. NBA, nothing. Hockey yesterday, we did have under Avalanche winner, 14 and 21 minus $30. So there's that. And we'll get to today's picks. That was about 23 minutes here because I had to timestamp it for the podcast there. But all right, today, here we go. And there's just some college hoops. NBA, don't love the NBA. Couple games today, not loving it. We'll bring Tim in for his NBA later. College football, nothing. Baseball, nothing. NFL, nothing. Hockey. I almost took the Yotes today. A little Arizona, thought about it at a plus 295. But no, thank you. We'll stick to college hoops. It's going well for me. So that's where we're going to go. We like our bread and butter. It feeds us. Let's go. Texas Tech. Money line, I got these guys at a 2.5 last night. I'll take them at a plus 115 here. K-State almost made my cut as a premium plus 9. And New Mexico, I bet it 4.5. I believe these guys only undefeated crew left in the bigs for college. Let's go. I'm sure, I was going to say Creighton almost made the list here for the video, but I'm sure we're going to go over a bunch of games here in the chat with everybody. A lot of comments, 25 minutes in. I'm sorry we were on our little rant there about the injury last night. But Michael, first one in here, literally 25 minutes ago. Michael, good morning. T-Money, good afternoon. Hopefully it's a good day in there. But yeah, let me tell you, my day at the dentist, 8:30 appointment for my daughter at the with her braces, had to get things tight in there. An hour and a half. I got in like at literally 11:30. Well, 10:30 my time. Like they were trying to fix something, and I got to go back there at 4 o'clock because I couldn't get at the same time. My wife couldn't. Like I go there and be like, no, same day, same time. No. She gets same day, and I got to go at 8 in the morning and at 4:30 at night. Thanks, honey. James is in the house. Welcome, Ruben. We'll get to NBA in a second with Tim. There's only 3 NBA games, Ruben. I don't really like much. We'll, you know what? We'll bring Tim in real fast for the 3 NBAs. Tim, NBA, you got it for a 3-pack?
I got 2 plays today, and I'm grabbing both big dogs, which are Oklahoma City and Washington. Washington has won 5 out of their last 6, and or was it 5 in a row, something like that. And they've won 4 of those games by double digits. This line inflated from 4.5 to 7.5 once Giannis got ruled in. So that's why the line spiked. I like Washington this one. They've been playing well, and then you get Milwaukee, who's lost 5 out of their last 6. So I'm going to ride the hot hand with Washington, and I'm taking a home dog with Oklahoma City. They've been really good covering spreads this year, top 5 in the NBA. I'm just going to keep riding with them at home. Boston, second game of a road trip after losing to Denver the other night. I'll take Oklahoma City plus the points in this one. I got 8. It's up to a 9. I still think they cover. I think they have a shot to win this one outright.
All righty. There you go, Ruben. 3 NBA. Got you covered. Oh, boy. Here we go. All right. T-Money coming in. USC would have collapsed. I didn't get to bet it. It was at 7. Shaking my head. They collapsed. Army. Army over Lafayette again. Another spot with Lafayette. Your 2-win Lafayette team somehow as a favorite. Unbelievable. Markel, welcome. Tate the Great. Speak to me on Texas Tech. I was leaning with Kansas. I'm taking Texas Tech. I already bet them. Texas Tech's a good team. All right. They're and good. There's levels of good, right? I mean, you say Kansas, oh, they're good. They're always an elite team. I like the Tech team. And this goes into the spot of, and it's been catching for us lately. You're immediately looking at a game. You see Kansas Jayhawks. It's Kansas. Oh, my goodness. This is a top 5 team. I can't believe this. They're giving a point. I mean, this line's come down. This is basically an unranked team in a pick'em. Thank you. It's not. You don't even think about it. You just bet Texas Tech and say thank you. Miz Toledo Ball State over 157. I actually kind of like Ball State in this one. So if you like the over, sure, because I kind of like Ball State, which I thought they would score some points there. All right, we're macking it up here, huh? Bowling Green and Eastern Michigan. Again, Bowling Green was another dog I liked here. What is this at? 157? It was 156. Hasn't really moved. This one, the total for me is right where it should be. No real lean on this one. Central Michigan, 2.5. Again, we're Central Michigan here against Miami, Ohio. I like Miami, Ohio. It was a 3 yesterday. I like the Miami, Ohio University. Air Force Utah State under 135. The Aggies here. It's come down. I'd still ride that under. I mean, it's 137. I'd keep going under this total, sure. Yes, take the under that one, miss. I'm taking LSU outright today in college hoops. He's going outright. He's taking a big 10-point doggy. Go Tigers.
Well, yes, LSU today. Let's get it.
They looked pretty good in college football. T-Money took K-State money line, Mississippi State money line, San Jose State money line, and like Pitt against UVA money line. Yeah, Pitt's a scrappy bunch. I wasn't high on Pitt, boy, but I fade them right out of the gate, and they've been putting together wins. So sure. And Virginia, I think, is a little, not that they're overrated. I mean, they somehow zipped up to like a top 5 kind of team out of the blue. I don't know if they're that good, but a 5 spot here for them, right? They're favored by 5. Yeah. Is it a Pitt letdown off of a big win over North Carolina? Is that what we're looking at here? Michael says, last night stink. That don't mean sound sensitive. Hamlin. Oh boy. Okay. Thoughts about I had 30 grand online in the 3 fantasy football championships. That, I mean, exactly. Like you start to, I mean, again, I'm not a big fantasy guy, but it has huge ramifications. No respect. It is business. And I don't want to sound rude about it, right? I mean, and I had nothing on the game, right? I threw a couple player props out here, but okay, the guy's in stable condition or critical, whatever it is. It's just, but now it's all right. You can't. It's not just one guy. You got an entire league around this. All right. It's not about being insensitive. I mean, I know it's like. I don't know. There's no kind way. There's no nice way to say things when somebody gets hurt like that, or injured. Sad to watch. Yes, it was, Mr. Deacon. How have you been? Happy New Year. Yeah, 9 minutes, long time for CPR. Well, CPR takes a couple minutes to do anyway. Nobody just jumps back off of a 1 minute CPR. So it's usually a couple minutes there to do that. I've seen these things all my life. Maybe that's just my life. Listen. T Money's coming in dangerous. You play. It is dangerous. I mean, come on. My son plays, and I love it. You go out there, you get to hit people. I mean, you get to be a barbarian. Go out there, it's like boxing or MMA. It is what it is. Sometimes you get hurt. Michael, my book's canceled all my bets on Cincy. I had a teaser. They paid out on the first 3 legs. I would agree they're not playing the game again. I think they're not playing this game again. No. And they would pay off on that first 3. I mean, and I'm Mike, you know me. I'm not the old, we got to give the old bad beat refunds and stuff like this. In a spot like this one, pay out the 3 legs. Some books will refund the money early. What's the difference? You get it Tuesday or Wednesday, you'll get it back. They have, this is not just for this game. Whether it's a bowl game getting moved, a weather event, a water main break in an arena and they move it. It happens. Bill McDonald, good call on Rutgers. Did you take a money line shot? No, I just had Rutgers on the plus points there. 8.5 or whatever you had, Bill. I don't do a lot of, I do some basketball money lines, college hoops, but mostly when it's like, 5 and unders, I'll grab a little bit. And I'd actually do more maybe in closer to tournament time with bigger, like a double-digit dog, I'll take a money line shot on, believe it or not, where I think a team's going to be in a bad spot. Chris Palmer was the one. Tate, yeah, we pot that one up before against Detroit. Yep. How do I feel about LSU tonight? I like LSU. We like the Tigers. Again, Kentucky, that's a big number, Reynolds. I think it's down. I think it was 11, came down to 9, back to 10. Notre Dame over BC. Bad teams, but Notre Dame's better. I don't like Notre Dame. This is, again, much like the Kansas game. Give me the other side of that. Like, you got a few games like that tonight. And for now, I'm hitting these kind of games. We've hit them in the chat here, right? St. John's is in that spot. BC's in that spot. The Kansas State game's in the spot. We saw it the other day, right, with Iowa and Baylor, and K-State again was in a little spot like this. Short line. No matter what you say, there's somebody who's got some kind of criticism. I don't think it's that. I don't like skip. And I don't watch that fool and Shannon Sharp. Like, I don't watch those guys on their show. But his thing was, and you see him, people are like, oh my goodness. I read him like, it's not really that terrible. And then the 2 tweets before it from him saying how bad it is and how the player's reaction is not something he's seen and this and that. Again, everybody wants their stupid little hot take. I get it. That's the world we live in, right? I mean, that's it. That's people's attention span, 30 seconds. Let me scroll my TikTok, my Instagram feed, my Reels, whatever the hell that is, right? Everybody just needs something short, condensed speech. They have no time to digest real information. They need a short sentence like this, and that's it. So, everybody's part of the problem. Texas Tech money line, speak on it if you don't do it. Yeah, take money line. Why would you take money line? No, the game's won, James. What are you doing here out of 1.5? I'm taking Texas Tech, boy. I'm going to win at a half point. I can't wait till it's 74-73. I'm a genius. Really?
I think he was more asking of why you're betting Texas Tech rather than
why
the money line.
Oh, why? Oh, Texas Tech money line, speak on it if you don't mind. Well,
he's just asking, could you have money line? He's asking about the play.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. I was like, thanks for deciphering. My wife and kids always say I speak Shawnese, where you got to decipher what I say. So, yeah, this is a spot. Again, I see games like this, James, and you've been here a few times. Basketball's been on for over 2 months now. College hoops. I see ranked good teams with the quotes going on here laying 1, 2 threes, it's just an autoplay the other way. It's just 28 years of betting games I'm going at, because I know from the time I bet these in November and taking this all the way through the championship game in April, I'm going to make money on these things.
You also got to think, with the way we look at it, Kansas is currently ranked number 3 in the nation.
Everybody's good.
Texas Tech is unranked.
Number 3 team in a pick'em, man. It's the lines come down.
I might jump on Texas Tech with you.
The lines come down. It's just listen. You don't. This is why it's not a 1 game, 1 day bet with sports, especially college basketball, because there are a ton of these games. All weekend we had a bunch of these. I put them up in the chat. We had them here in the chat. Iowa, Baylor, Texas, K-State. There was a bunch of them. There's a bunch of them like this all the time. And I said the other day when I had Maryland here, I said, I should be taking Michigan because they've been terrible. Maryland's a quasi back-end top 25 team. But I just don't like Michigan head coach. I thought the team was bad. But again, Michigan, in a blowout, it was 37-7 at one point. Don't think, just do. Skip wasn't being mean, says T Money. The tweets weren't bad. You see the 2 tweets before that one in his little thread. Again, people want to zone in on one thing. It's like spelling. You know, spelling is important. Punctuation is important. Syracuse -9 versus the Ville. You know what? I don't know if it's time to start back in Louisville. Right? I mean, I'm getting 9 at home. You know, they've covered. They got that going on for them. But Ninja, really, do I want to? I can't really come in and say, let's take Louisville. This is a team. Even betting against them. Do you want to bet against them? I can't. Do you trust them? People live off betting. Yeah, I get it. I know that, T-Buddy. I've been doing that a long time. But 1 game, you can't survive 1 game getting suspended and having your account on hold, or you got your entire bankroll on 1 game on a Monday Night Football game, Week 17. Stop betting. Stop betting if 1 game buries you. That you're going to get a refund on in 2 days for most spots, or a day or 2. Come on. If Hamlin stabilized, no way Buffalo forfeits games. Maybe postponed for a week. So we're going to postpone the playoffs too. You got to postpone the playoffs for that? Come on, miss. Playoffs start next week. You know that, right? We got playoffs. And this game is an automatic ramification because these 2 teams in Kansas City are all playing for home field. Rob Franklin in the house. Lock it in with the Kings in the house. Welcome. Take all the money bet and put it in Hamlin's foundation. Seriously. I mean, that guy's someone. I think I retweeted yesterday. They posted it and it had a couple thousand. It's got like $3 million in there now. Good for him. Good. Let's all hope that the guy gets out of there. Could walk. Well, he's not gonna walk out. They're gonna roll him out, right? Safety reasons. You can't walk out of a hospital. They got to roll you out. But then he gets out. And he stands up and says, "Thanks, everybody. I'm feeling good. Tough hit. I want to get back at it." You know, Ninja. People are selfish about themselves, not the players' lives. Listen, a guy. We've seen guys get hurt on the field, right? But that's just the world we live in. It's me. Look at me. Hi. Look at me on my podcast. Look at me on my TikTok, my Snap, whatever the hell. Everybody wants their shot at fame or celebrity status, whatever the case may be. Listen, the game should have been canceled. It's those guys, CPRs, guys get hurt, broken legs, right? We've seen guys get broken legs, crippled, neck braces, guys having concussions, twisting on the field, having seizures. We get it. Team Money, didn't a player gets paralyzed at the play still resumed? I mean, you've seen that. You've seen guys get hurt and then, well, they put him on a stretcher and they give the old thumbs up. I remember the Mike Utley thumbs up. The guy got paralyzed for the Lions. Exactly. James says, if you're that desperate for a refund, should be in sports betting. I say that all the time. You can't bet a game 3 days out, a week out. What are you doing? You're having fun. The problem is, a lot of people just want to have fun, James. I come in here and be like, folks, what are we doing? You're not going to bet this game, but you want to bet the game because you're not looking to make money. You want to have fun. You're going to be Dubs or the local bar, whatever the case we're doing. You want to bet a game, have fun. I'm not looking to have fun. If there's no value on a game, I'm not betting it to have fun. Have fun. I've been driving AC. I'm like, I'm going to work. I'm going to roll the dice. I'm not going down there to have fun. Give me my ginger ale. Give me my comp for my turkey club over at the deli. I'm happy. Let me get in here, make a couple of dimes, and get the hell out of here. Tate's great. I hate the bad beat refunds. Too many people say are in age, risk-free betting, complaining about them. Yeah, it's okay. You get a risk-free bet when you join the spot. That's fine. But you know what? You're betting a bad beat. Every game's a bad beat that you lose. Where's my bad beat refund for any game I lost in my life? Right? I mean, I went 6-2 yesterday. I lost a game by a half point. Do I get a refund because my team went 8-13 on free throws? Doesn't work that way, man. But again, you got a participation trophy coming into a gambling world where there's actually wins and losses, and not everybody gets a trophy, and we keep score. It's ridiculous. That's whole nother show, Tate. It's ironic these injuries happen on Cincy Field. Yeah. Dave, thoughts on TCU for next Monday? We'll get to that game. We're not going to jump into. I'm right now leaning over in that game. Haven't bet it. King D, whoever's worried about a bet or anything else, is a clown. Seriously, I mean, obviously it was a different injury, right? We've seen that. We've seen bad injuries like, whoa, and they're showing replays. This thing, performing CPR on a guy. Yeah, I know. Anybody ever watch? Everybody here ever watch somebody die? Ever see that? You ever experience that? I'm sure a lot of people haven't. College basketball teaser day. Tate's are great. We got Michigan State under versus Nebraska. I kind of like Nebraska, believe it or not. Notre Dame +3 in the Cuse. I kind of like BC there. I mean, you're flipping it. It's a teaser. I get it. I don't like college basketball teasers. College basketball, a bunch of kids. I don't like it. They can't hit free throws. Rob Franklin, it's going to be Sunday night game. Yeah. So the one game that actually no other games affect should be played. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's just a bad look. Eric agrees with King D about their bets being refunded. Miz, the way Detroit lays down, coach will not allow it. I'm not saying they're going to lay down. I'm just saying you put up a fight a little bit and you're like, what are we doing here? It's freaking 10 degrees. I want to go. I'm supposed to be in Bermuda or wherever the heck they're going. Yes, it is ridiculous, King D. King D is a former player. I was fighting tears last night. No cap. Seriously. I mean, it's sad to see that. I mean, anytime you see grown men crying on a field, and not just grown men, jacked up dudes, like guys who are in the literal 0% of the world of a population to play something, any sport. I don't care if it's basketball or hockey or tennis or whatever sport. Come on. Dave, NFL's here we go. NFL's fixed. Look, NFL sponsor sports betting now. Yes, exactly. Yes, all right. And the receiver gets suspended for sports betting. All of a sudden, Roger Brady decides to play well. Well, NFL's not fixed, Dave. Come on with this nonsense. Now, is it a joke that they have sports betting sponsorships? Yeah, because they fought this. I mean, this is going back to when Jersey first got it. Like, this is crazy. And now these guys have deals. There's like sports books in baseball stadiums and stuff. Ridiculous. Mike Brown was some of my two favorite guys, Higgs and Earl. Welcome, my friend. A lot of people were upset. Yeah, sad, James. King D. I know skin on game. A couple guys in my group had bills. They felt the same way. I'd cancel game. Who cares what happens with the bets? Human life's on the line. Seriously. It's like, all right. I mean, cancel the bets. That's a tough one to see. Players didn't want to play. Both sides were like, oh, man, you don't want to see that. Corey Jones checking in. Like the Seahawks cover 6.5. I like Seattle. I mean, I got Seattle at 3, 6.5. It's one of those spots here. This is where my old all they got to do is win by a touchdown comes into play because the line didn't open at 6.5; it opened at 3. Now McVay's a guy I could see him not quitting. Seattle's defense has been suspect. Baker, as Tim said, playing for a contract somewhere along the line. Yeah. But if we're talking about motivation, right? We're talking about no way the Lions guys lay down. You think you think Geno Smith wants to lay down here? You think he doesn't want a good performance? Seattle's got a top, 4 or 5 draft pick coming to him from Denver. You don't think he wants to say, hey, I took this team to a playoff. We won a game here, whatever. I think he's got a lot to prove himself as well. Tim likes Titans money line. Dave, I like the Detroit Lions. King D is hands up to Eric. Same thing, thinking about the bets. Michael Bennett, Dobbs looks a lot better than Wilson at QB. I would definitely take the 7. Yeah. I mean, now he's got Henry's going to come in there and do his thing. Eric Eber replying to King D. Tobias, you like the Canucks today versus the Islanders. Tim, you guys got any thought on the ice today? I didn't like any ice today. I just sort of like the Yotes. I mean, I think I kind of like the Canucks in this spot, if I remember the line correctly.
Nick has Isles on the site.
I'll pick them.
I'm not really a hockey guy.
I have my Sabres bets like I normally do because why not? But no, I don't have anything crazy with NHL.
Yeah, this line's like right. No movement whatsoever on this. Pretty even betting trends. How about a Vancouver puck line? That's where I would go. I want a little plus money. Ryan Page, Leafs, Panthers, Lightning parlay. Here we go. Toronto Maple Leafs minus $3. Tampa Bay. Oh, boy. Tampa Bay minus 360. And the Florida Panthers money line.
Wait, so nobody's taking the Coyotes today? Come on. Nick's got Coyotes at pretty much $3 on the site.
Right. You're taking – why even come in and ask me this question? You got 3 – I mean, 2 of them are almost $4 favorites here. You got a $3.50, a $3.90, and a $300 fave. You're really going out on a limb here. I mean, I would take all the dogs on the money line in that instead of doing a 3-team money line parlay. I can't. I'm not saying yes to that. No way. AP Indy, I think you get Burrow and Allen together and do a best out of 3 coin toss for the win. They should turn AP. They could turn it into a like Battle with the Stars. Let Burrow and Allen like try to throw through hoops and tires and stuff. Throw the ball 40 yards downfield into a barrel. No, both teams. No. Cincy. Why is Cincy gonna forfeit a home field game for the Bills? Are you out of your mind? And then what? Then they got to go into Kansas City instead of having Kansas City come back here. Who have you already beaten twice? No. Nope. Gary, good afternoon. Isaiah Thompson, Florida Gulf Coast, my new player to watch. 6'1", 160-pound soaker wet, dropped 19 last night. Well, we like the little Gulf Coast. I won my first college basketball game this morning. CBA, Chinese basketball. What the heck? He has a huge edge in CBA. Good luck, King D. A Western plus 18 versus Kent State. Yeah, this was a huge line. I saw it last night. I'm like, why is this line? And it was a 17, so it's gone up. Rob, what is up with that? Yeah, take the shot on the points. Syracuse minus 8 versus DeVille. I don't want anything to do with Louisville. College hoops, yes. No Chinese basketball. Texas Tech all day, yes. Eric, yes. Rob Franklin, LSU, Kentucky, yes. We like LSU in the chat. Brandon the Great, Marquette today. I like St. John's, Brandon. King D, 2 units on San Jose, Boise under. Yeah, Boise and San Jose under teams. Yes. I wanted to do some hot stove I got to get to. I haven't got to today. I still got to get through all these comments. Holy cow. Air Force plus the 5.5 at home is a good spot. I would maybe lean under there against Utah State as well, Gary. Joaquin, Happy New Year to you also, fellow. Good to see you. Benediendo. Well, Happy New Year. The DR is in the house. And I don't know. Presenting siempre sigo programas. I don't know what that means. I could get Happy New Year from the DR. I don't know what else. I dated a Dominican chick, but that was 30 years ago. I like Ropa Vieja. Benevendo. Eric, I worked at a place where a cat died by falling 6 stories high. The sound will never be forgotten. They just roped off the aisle. What are you talking about here? What are you talking about, Eric? What is happening here? Rob Franklin, I got 7 in my fantasy league. Was coming down. Yeah, tough. I mean, it's there's nothing to say. What are we doing here? I don't want to sound insensitive. Says Pound it. I hope they don't make it up. I went to my friend's fantasy finals. I don't see how they're making it up. I mean, fantasy, whatever, even real world. Joaquin, today's parlay. It's Kings, Lightning, Caps, first period over, Stars, Hurricanes, and the Syracuse game. You got everything on this one. I mean, I see at least Tampa's on the puck line laying 360. I do like the Dallas Stars. And the Hurricanes, again, big fave. T-Money, Arizona regulation, plus 390. Really? You get 390 with the Yotes, take them. I mean, I think it's a $3 regular. Oh, so that's why. So you can win it. Little selfishness coming in playing fantasy football land there, Anthony. Jim says, thank you, Tim. That's on all of us. Yes, it is. Rob Franklin, I think what probably made it bad at the time, nobody knows what's going on. Yeah. Hank Gathers, exactly. Exactly, Rob. Good. That's an excellent point. Fresno versus New Mexico, huh? You like Fresno in the points here, Rob? Eric says, King D, I was right next to him, too. It was awful sound. Terrible. Yeesh. Eric, there are loads of mornings that have all the money on a Monday night game. I guarantee you, trying to make back Sunday. I get it, but you know what? I don't feel for these dummies. Don, grind it out and ride. That's what we do. Good day. We try to have good days every day, Don. Let's see. We're only as good as our next day. It's like baseball. You're only as good as your next day starting pitcher. King D, best bets you're a clown, bro. Who knows? Who knows you? What? Why is he a clown? For taking the Arizona? Iceman McPherson going to be National Flag Football. I can't wait to see all the rules. Well, that's the thing, Iceman. And I'd mentioned that. Like, they want to scream, like, safety. Let's go player safety. We're gonna keep Thursday night games and add an extra regular season game as opposed to just getting rid of two preseason games. It's ridiculous. Gary, what do you mean cancel? What about home field? Oh, it'll be a forfeit. Buffalo's going to forfeit the game. I mean, again, I don't know how the heck they're going to. I mean, I'm a pretty much a black and white kind of guy here, so I can't see them changing the entire spectrum of the playoffs. Right? So the playoffs don't start next week. We're going to push it back an extra week. So how the heck are they going to say, we're going to play this game? They're playing Sunday, both teams. Then they're really going to come in and say, we're going to play this game on Thursday and then have because one of those teams is playing on Sunday too. Whoever loses, they play Sunday. So they're going to play Sunday, Thursday, Sunday? No. So the entire playoffs get pushed back. I don't know. Again, I'm not a smart guy. I'm not some geo-engineer to figure out that kind of logistics and scheduling and rescheduling and changing the entire playoffs for the next month. But I don't know, Gary. Maybe they do. I don't know when they're fitting it in. Taja Gray can't hit free throws. True statement ever. Seriously. Don't get me started on the free throws. That's a whole nother show. Tobias for sale last night, but it's become the norm, unfortunately. Well, I think you got guys collapsing, but I also think for football injuries, and I'm going to keep this football specific, American football, not soccer, that ridiculous fake football. Football's football, tackling and helmets. Tobias, you take out 2-a-days and practices and all this other nonsense, guys are going to get hurt. It's just that simple. Guys are going to get hurt. And that's any level. If you're not training, you're getting hurt. Because I'll tell you what, the guys who are in the peak of their, who want to be the best, they're not taking days off. They're training. And they're going to come out and they're going to hurt you. And you're going to get hurt. Wesley says Jacksonville money line on Saturday night. Mike Brown, does Detroit get a shot to make the playoffs or they're done? They have a shot. Just got to win. They got to take care of their own. They got to win. Although it's not going to make a difference there with the Seattle game, I guess. Win. All you can do is win. Win your games. You don't have to worry about anything else. King D's laughing. Ryan Page, think the Chiefs play their starters on Saturday? Yes. They're playing for home field. Why wouldn't they play their starters? I mean, why wouldn't they play for their starters? The home field, Cincinnati's beat them on the road and at home, and Buffalo nearly beat them twice in Kansas City. I think they want any kind of little edge they have. So, yeah, I think they definitely play their starters. Eric, you're talking about people, if anyone dies, so I'll share my story. Okay. No. The comments are behind, for where I am, and I'm not automatic getting to the comments, Eric. Do you like Mississippi State plus the 10? So this is the I'm guessing this is Mississippi against Alabama you're talking about. So these guys, Mississippi and then the Kentucky game, Alabama plays Kentucky next week. So if you're liking the dogs here, take both the dogs, right? Kentucky, Bama, maybe looking ahead to a little bigger team on deck, perhaps, bigger matchup. Brandon, good morning, Greg. How are you? Did you hear what happened last night football game? Yeah, I just found out about that, Brandon. It's crazy. Crazy. No, we were just a couple people didn't see it. King D, later. Yep, we got to get out of here. It's about that time. I didn't even get into spring training and baseball I wanted to talk about. 41 days away. But I guess we'll talk about that tomorrow. How about Michigan State at home -7? I like Nebraska. Here, believe it or not. Is it down to 7? It was an 8 last night. But I do like Nebraska a little bit. Did not bet it though, Bill. Did not bet it. Yes, MLB, John. Although with only about 2 minutes left till 1, I can't jump into MLB today. But 41 days of spring training. Tomorrow we're definitely going to do. That'll be my rent. Who am I kidding? I can't even say that because I'm sure it'll be more about the NFL with the scheduling stuff coming ahead. It's fun to talk about. It's sad we got to talk about it, but baseball tomorrow, yes. Correa, what I think the Correa contract should be. How about some comeback player of the year kind of stuff? Got a couple guys I kind of like there. We'll talk about that. King D, 1 unit, Miami, Ohio, plus 2.5 money line. Yes, I like the Ohio Bobcats. John, no worries. See you tomorrow. Yes, I'll be here tomorrow, and we'll be doing some baseball. I'll bust out, I don't know. Maybe I'll wear an old Astros shirt. Maybe I'll wear a Yankee hat. I don't know what to do here.
Yeah, because you're an Astros fan.
We're going to talk Astros tomorrow for spring training. Yes, we'll talk some Astros tomorrow. Hunter Brown, baby. Rookie of the Year pitcher for the Stros. I got his autograph on a Yoda Space Cowboy jersey while I was down there at the Sugarland. They're not the Skeeters anymore. They're the Space Cowboys. I don't know why they're called Space Cowboys. We all know it's Flat Earth, but again, that'll be on tomorrow's show too. All right, Texas Tech money line, K-State, New Mexico on the video today. Light show. Couple NBA games. I mean, take the dogs, I guess. I don't want nothing to do with the NBA. All right, especially when there's 3 games. You don't got to bet it. You don't got to bet it, folks. You don't got to bet it. All right, I'll see everybody tomorrow.